Good morning. It is day 15 of the federal trial regarding Sean Diddy Combs. Let's get into what we know so far. A person who was screaming in the gallery was removed from the courtroom shortly after prosecutors complained about the real identity of witness Maya being broadcast. The woman, who appears to be a supporter of the defendant, was cursing as she was taken away by law enforcement. Everyone is laughing at Diddy, said the woman, a regular courtroom spectator who claimed to be a transit employee. It's not right what they're doing to him. The fuck? Escort her out right now, U.S. District Judge Arun Subramaniam bellowed in the first major courtroom outburst of the trial. There have been disturbances in overflow viewing spaces in the courthouse during this trial, but this is the first such situation in the courtroom itself. Was she paid to do it? And before somebody says that I'm reaching, it has been proven that people outside wearing free Diddy shirts were paid to wear the shirts and be there. Hmm. Eddie Garcia, the security supervisor at the Intercontinental Hotel in LA in 2016, when Combs beat Ventura, took the witness stand. Garcia took the stand briefly yesterday to invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self incrimination. He was offered an immunity deal to protect him from prosecution as long as he was honest. There are a lot of immunity deals going on in this case. I'm just saying. Garcia didn't initially recognize Combs or Ventura when watching the video of the March 2016 assault at the Intercontinental Hotel. He told the court that he was later notified of their identities. Garcia also testified that law enforcement was not contacted and was told that Ventura did not request medical attention or police. Let me be very clear. If you see somebody bippity bopping me on my head, you see injuries on me, call them, people. Thank you. According to Garcia, Combs' former chief of staff, Christina Coram, quickly understood the potential career-ending problems that surveillance video of her boss beating Ventura could cause. When Coram, I think that's how you pronounce the name, asked Garcia for the tape, the witness told her he didn't have the authority to produce the footage. He then told her to get a subpoena. Garcia testified that a call from Combs' team to his personal cell phone number had him nervous and that Combs repeatedly told him he could help regarding the footage of him assaulting Ventura. Garcia said Combs' employee, Christina Coram, first made the call, but Combs eventually got on the phone himself. He told the court that Combs said the video would ruin his career. Garcia explained on the call that he did not have access to the server room where the original video was and could not help. Combs offered to take care of him for the video when Garcia said he believed to mean financially. Garcia testified that Combs desperately wanted a copy of surveillance footage of him beating Ventura at the Los Angeles hotel in 2016 and implied that he was willing to pay. The footage sold to Combs had to be the only copy because he didn't want it getting out, Garcia said. Garcia said he talked to his boss, who was willing to do it for $50,000. I'm finding it. I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm not. Garcia testified that he expressed concerns about selling the only copy of the 2016 assault video, especially if Ventura had filed a police report in the matter. He told the court that he ended up on a FaceTime call with Combs and Ventura. Combs told Ventura to tell Garcia she also wanted the video to go away, Garcia said in court. Some of y'all can't read the wall when it is glowing in the dark. According to Garcia, Ventura then said it wasn't a good time for the video to come out and wanted it gone. As part of the deal to get Combs' footage of the hotel beating, Garcia signed a non-disclosure agreement that called for his silence and the destruction of evidence. According to the NDA presented in court, there were to be no duplicates of footage or stored communications about the incident. When asked if he read through everything before signing, Garcia said, "No, I was nervous." There will be more in part 2 that will be linked in the comments. Part 2. After the hotel security guard signed NDAs, Garcia told the court that Combs left and returned to the room with a brown paper bag and had a money counter. Combs put stacks of money on the counter, $10,000 at a time, until it reached a total of $100,000, Garcia testified. According to Garcia, the original deal for the video with Garcia's boss was $50,000, but Combs said the excess cash was for the other two security guards. Garcia, who was making $10.50 an hour as a security guard, agreed to an NDA that included a $1 million penalty if he breached it. Garcia received $100,000 for himself and two other employees for helping Combs keep the music mogul's 2016 hotel beating of Ventura under wraps. Garcia told the court that Combs asked him if he wanted to count the money he was getting from the video sale and asked how he intended to spend it. Garcia opted to trust the money counter, he testified, and explained to Combs that he didn't know what he'd use the $30,000 he was getting from the deal. Combs then warned him not to make any big purchases, according to Garcia's testimony. The hotel security guard said he assumed Combs was advising against drawing attention to the money. Garcia added he didn't deposit any of the cash into the bank and used the money to buy a used car. Combs had kind words for the security guard, who was making sure the damaging footage was disposed of. According to Garcia, he said, and I quote, "On Easter," he said, "Happy Easter, my angel. God is good," end quote, and then proceeded to ask if anyone had asked about the incident or the video, about the March 2016 beating. I said I hadn't heard anything, and he said, okay. Garcia said he later asked Combs about employment possibilities with the defendant's company. It is not immediately clear if Combs answered. So you watched the footage of this man beat this woman. You sat on a FaceTime call while he had her tell you that she wanted the tape gotten rid of. He paid you and other people off, and you asked for a job. The bear. Always the bear. Yogi would never. When police began asking about the March 2016 assault at the Intercontinental Hotel, Garcia said he wasn't initially honest with investigators. Garcia testified that he was contacted by law enforcement and wasn't truthful about his involvement at first. He later got his own attorney and met with the government, where he said he was more forthcoming. Defense attorney Brian Steele, this motherfucker here, cross-examined Garcia, pointing out a line in the NDA that Garcia was not prevented from speaking about the 2016 assault in legal proceedings. This was presumably intended to undermine the government's potential obstruction of justice, one of the predicate crimes that falls under racketeering. Prosecutors quickly took up a redirect, however, showing that the NDA requires written notice to the company in those cases. It says this would allow the company to seek options to prevent disclosure. Garcia testified on redirect that he understood the company to be Mr. Combs' company. That's what we know thus far. As always, any further updates, I will bring them to you, and let me know what you think in the comments.